I need you to grab every single woman you know. Tag them in this video. This is going to be one interview that's going to be iconic. It's going to bless your life for living. This is the First Ladies of the 757. Thanks for taking out the time out your busy schedule to talk to us. Now let's start like this. Tell us about yourself. Tell us something that we don't know about you.
Okay, yes. Well, thank you so much for asking me and for having me.
Yes.
I am Lady K.
Absolutely.
And I'm actually from Washington, D.C.
Oh, wow.
Born and raised and in the Maryland area.
Yeah.
I was born in D.C.
Yeah.
Actually at a hospital that is no longer in existence.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
Oh, wow.
It is demolished.
Okay,
It was a hospital specifically for women. All
Yes.
of my family on my mom's side are in D.C.
Yes.
and raised in Bladensburg, Maryland. Yes,
Oh, wow.
so that's where I'm from, and I
Right,
always
right.
have to claim home.
Gotcha,
okay?
gotcha.
And I attended Johnson C. Smith University in Charlotte with earning my bachelor's of social work,
Okay.
and then the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia earned a master's of social work.
Oh, wow. So at any time of your journey, did you think that you would settle in Virginia?
No, we're
Really?
not in Hampton Roads.
Okay.
And actually, I have an aunt and godbrothers
Yes.
that live here. We used to come to Virginia Beach every year.
Okay.
To go to the water
Right,
and
right,
beach
right,
everything.
right,
And so
right,
I
right,
loved
right,
it, but
right.
I didn't really explore
Yes.
the area enough to, I guess, get an opinion or thought process
Yes.
of if this is somewhere I wanted to live.
Absolutely.
Because I just really love the beach.
Gotcha,
Because
gotcha,
I'm a
gotcha.
water baby.
Yes,
so
yes,
I just
yes.
love the water. But I didn't think that I would be residing here. in
Right. I
Virginia.
got you. So now that you're here now, how's the transition from being up north
Right.
to now being somewhat in the middle?
Right. Well, and I've been here, I think, for 12 years now,
Okay.
which is quite a long time to
Yes.
live anywhere.
Absolutely.
But I'm still from home.
I love it. I love
I'm
it. I love
still
it. My
a
wife's
city
from
girl.
up top, so yeah, I definitely understand that.
And I'm a mix though. I'm
Yes.
city and southern,
Okay,
so I
okay.
like that feel. But
Right.
here in Hampton Roads specifically,
Yes.
to me,
Yes.
still trying to catch up a little
Absolutely,
bit.
absolutely.
You know,
So slow
but,
pace.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
But it's cool.
Absolutely. So now in your life, transitioning now to who you are now, preacher, first lady. Did anywhere upon your journey from growing up to now, did you expect to be not only a preacher, but also a first lady, a leading lady?
Well, as far as the leading lady is concerned, that was never something in my thought process. I know there are some people who pray for it
Yes,
because they've
yes,
grown up in
absolutely,
church
yes,
and
yes.
they've seen it.
Absolutely.
Really not seen the backside of it or
Absolutely.
the behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
They've seen
The glory side of it.
pretty much that's
Yes.
it, or at least what looks like glory.
Absolutely. Yeah,
They
you
may
get
not.
you get your special table when
Right,
dinners
yes,
is happening,
you-
your name, and
You
people
get
look
your
at that.
faith, your
Absolutely.
your mint
Yes.
and everything.
Yes.
Everybody comes to cater
And
to
people
you.
cater to you, and they look at that, and that's the whole reason for the First Ladies of 757, because people get this persona of the pastor and the First Lady. They live
Right.
this glorious life or this glamorous life, but it's not all that that people really think it is. I want to
Right.
give them the backdrop and let them know, listen, we do real ministry.
Yes, yes.
And it's not just we have a plethora of money just hanging out.
Oh God, I wish. No, so yeah, I didn't pray for
Yes.
this. I didn't pray to be a first.
Wow.
It wasn't even in my mind.
Really?
That wasn't my thought process at all.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I say even for this,
Yes.
you do have to be called to it.
Absolutely.
Just as you're called to preach
Yes.
and minister,
Yes.
you also really have to be called to be a pastor's spouse.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Whether the pastor is a male or female.
Yes,
You
yes.
have to be really called to it because you almost the arm,
Yes.
the leg,
Yes,
you're
yes.
almost that strength of
Yes.
it, that backbone of it. So yeah, this wasn't in my thought process growing up.
So let's talk about having the camera on you at all times. I know one of the conversations that I have all the time with people, and they say that I don't want to be a first lady, I don't want to be a pastor because the camera, the lens, the microscope is always on me. Tell me about that.
Right. I would have to say that some of that is a little personal thing too,
Yes.
because for me,
Yes.
the camera and the microscope is not always on me because I don't allow it to always be on me.
I love it.
But some people just stay in that limelight,
Yes.
and I don't run to the limelight.
Yes, I love it.
I don't mind the limelight. I
Yes.
don't mind the cameras and
Yes.
things of that nature. But for me, one of my favorite words is balance.
Yes.
Understanding how to have that balance.
Absolutely.
That I know when we have to be on the stage or when we have to be in front of people
Yes.
and minister, which is what we're assigned to do.
Yes.
But then when when that's over, I also know how to shut it off and
Absolutely.
live my life. Just live
Absolutely.
and not have everybody in my business in life, you know.
Right.
I think for some people that are in ministry and have that limelight, they sometimes keep the light on them and don't know how to turn the light off. Yes, and separate, you know,
business or church and my personal life.
Right. Yes.
And I think that let's start with this: the stereotypes of, you know, the pastor and the first lady. We ought to be perfect.
Oh.
You know, as a preacher, you should be perfect.
Right.
Let's talk about that for a little while.
Yeah.
Was that your thought before you became, you know, a pastor's wife?
Did you
think I had to be perfect? I had it all together?
Absolutely not.
I love it.
And see, for me too, I think where I was brought up and how I was raised, that was never in front of me.
Wow.
So I came from the AME church.
Yes.
So African Methodist Episcopal Church. Okay.
Absolutely.
So AMEs, and because I grew up in it, and then growing up in the city too, it's different than growing up in a more southern state.
Absolutely. Totally different.
And so AME, we're a little bit more sedity pious.
Yes,
you know, you do what you do. All these confines and constraints. Like, so we didn't have all of that, but we love God.
Absolutely.
You know, we knew the word and everything. I'm a hymn baby.
Right.
I grew up on hymns.
What's your favorite hymn?
Oh, blessed assurance.
Oh, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste.
Of glory divine.
That's it. That's it.
So I love hymns because the hymns, they come from the word.
Absolutely.
So I grew up on all of that.
So you're kind of cheating a little bit. So you're not like a millennial first lady. You're more like
I'm old school.
Old school.
I am.
Okay. So how does your old school work for you now? How does that work for you?
It blends because we don't just have millennials in our church or ministry, and then for my own personal ministry that God has gifted me to do.
Yes.
For whatever His reasons are, sometimes I question it. I'm like, God, are you sure?
Yes.
The people that God sends to.
I know that you're enjoying this video, but I need you to connect with us. Our mission here at AOS Inspires is to empower the world to never give up. The message is free. It's just expensive to get it out. I need you to prayerfully connect with us. If you're giving through Cash App, it's AOS Inspires. If you're giving through PayPal, it's AOS Inspires. I promise you, your seed will be a blessing to somebody else and help us to fulfill our mission, and that's to empower the world to never give up. I want to connect with you, and thank you so much for sowing into AOS Inspires. Yes.
Most of the women, they're always older than me.
Wow.
I've always been around older women.
How does that affect your ministry, or how does that affect your outlook? Because a lot of first ladies, they get a little discouraged a little bit because now I have the seasoned saints looking at the first lady, which is younger, for guidance and wisdom. How does that affect you? Or what does that do for you?
You know, it's really something. It kind of encourages me because I've felt like, what am I gonna say to you? Like, I need you to help me. Like, you older than me. I'm coming to you for wisdom. But I have understood that as it relates to God and what He's assigned you to do, and His thought process in mind, it's not about your age and the number of your age.
That's it.
It's really about who He's assigned to your life. You know, and it's also about a level of maturity too, because you can have someone who's 60, 65 and be immature.
Absolutely.
And you can have someone who's 20 or 25 and be very mature. So it really is about the maturity level, and then what God allows specifically me to be able to see in someone else, or be able to minister and talk to them where they are in their lives, not predicated upon what their age is. So
now we know this. It's been said. The pastor's wife can either help him grow his church or hinder the growth from his church. Now, most churches I've experienced, the first lady has been the person that a lot of people love to go to because she's warm and fuzzy. As my best friend, we love to say, warm and fuzzy. And the pastor, he's more reserved in a sense. So how does that help the ministry grow when you have your first lady hat on versus your preacher hat on? How does that help?
And I mean, and there is a difference in a sense, but I would have to say for me, more than a first lady,
absolutely,
I minister the word of God.
Absolutely,
because First Lady, I've searched the text.
Yes.
And I can't find it.
Absolutely, it's not there. Right.
And I was like, please, if you find it,
absolutely,
enlighten me, tell me.
And my thing is, this is what I talk to my wife. I say, I wasn't looking for no first lady. I was looking for my lady. Period.
Right.
And it stops there.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
You know, and he doesn't say he that finds a first lady, but he that finds a wife.
He that finds a wife.
You know, a wife. And so for me, what helps me is not that I'm a first lady just because I'm married to someone who happens to be a pastor, but it's that I'm called.
Yes.
I'm a child of God, even if I don't preach in the pulpit.
Yes.
But even my assignment outside of the four walls, I'm operating in that.
Absolutely.
And I think when you, as a woman who is married to a pastor, or first lady, when you really think beyond that term of first lady and really get into who God has assigned you to be as an individual, as a person, then you'll be able to be woman fuzzy. And when you need to correct, you'll be able to do that, but still in love, and people still receive it.
Absolutely.
I think for women specifically who are married to pastors, who are sometimes it may not work for them, or why it may actually tear the church down in a sense, it's because they're not being authentically them.
Wow, I love that.
They're not really being who they are.
Yes.
They've gotten lost in the sauce somewhere.
Absolutely.
You know, and so it's about really finding out who you are and being able to operate in that while still supporting your husband, while still supporting the ministry and helping people and doing whatever you need to do, but really being authentically who you are, who God's called you to be.
And you can go to sleep at night knowing that you're being who God has called you to be, but I'm going to be myself.
And if you don't like it, I can't help that.
Maybe you're not called to me.
And that's the thing. I tell people, and I think some people have like not really understood this as a first lady. But I tell people all the time that I know I'm not assigned to everybody.
Right. And I think a lot of people don't know that.
Yes. People think in ministry that you got to just reach everybody. You're supposed to reach everybody.
And that's not how it's supposed to be.
I'm like, no. In my profession, my background is social work. And one of my professors in undergrad said, let me let y'all know from day one, you can't save the world.
That's right.
You can't save everybody.
Absolutely.
There are going to be some that come across your table, come across your desk that you like, there's not. I'll give you the resources and everything. You have to do it. And if you can't, then I can't. But the one you can help, you put your energy there. So I took that same message from social work to ministry as well. There's just some people that I'm not supposed to pray for. You're not going to make me pray for. You understand? You're not going to make me lay my hands, and especially if God ain't telling me to do it.
And I think that's where the danger comes in. Because we get this assignment, we get our assignments, and we don't really focus in on, is this what God wants me to do? Just because I'm a preacher doesn't mean that I'm called to preach at every single church that calls me. Did God call me here? As a leading lady, as a preacher, what are the roles? What are your duties? Because there's some people that will talk behind first ladies and pastors back to say they're stepping out of order or out of line. What is the duties and the roles of a preacher, first lady?
Well, sometimes for me specifically, getting where I fit in a sense, you know, where there's help needed. Now, I do understand, though, the lines of not going into somebody else's lane.
Absolutely.
And I think that is sometimes the danger of first ladies is that we can see a lot more sometimes than people in the congregation can see, or even the pastor can see, or associate ministers. And sometimes we want to jump at it really quickly, like, oh, I'll fix this, I'll do this. But I have learned in this process that I can't do that. Even when there have been times where I have done it, like, oh, I got it. I know how to run with this. You got to be quick. You got to move. Okay, come on.
Absolutely.
But I've learned that sometimes no, because that doesn't help people grow. That doesn't help people to actually operate in their assignments when the first lady is trying to cross in everybody's lane.
Gets other people discouraged.
It does. Like, okay, well, what you need me for? Because I didn't do it. And then it becomes a burden on that individual person as the first lady, because you try to do everything. So I have learned to just step back and whatever I'm assigned to do as it relates to the ministry and it moving forward, then I do that. And if I do see something that's in somebody else's lane that I know needs to be tweaked a little bit. Right. Okay, behind the scenes.
Right.
When we're in a meeting.
I love that.
When we're one-on-one, you say, maybe you could try it this way.
Yes.
This may be a little bit more effective.
Yes.
Just try it in this way.
Absolutely.
And then let them run with it.
Yes.
They don't even have to say, I came and told them
Right.
You know, so I've learned to do that and be comfortable with that, you know, because I don't have to do everything. I don't want to do, you understand? I don't want to do everything.
I love that. And most people, the crazy part about it, most people that are doing a lot of things in the church, they were be the first to tell you, I don't want to do this, but there's nobody else to do it, so I have to do it. So let's talk about not only integrity, but let's talk about being uniquely you, who God has called you to be. We talked about that a little bit, but I believe that this is a false obligation that I ought to talk like this. Right. And it kills me because when I meet people, what's going on? Good sir, good to see you. God bless you. You know, that church talk, but then they get home like, girl, I'm tired. You know? Right. So let's talk about this false obligation to put up this facade or this mask. Let's talk about that.
And I will have to say that a lot of leading ladies, and it just is what it is, have a mask on.
Absolutely.
You know, and even for myself, because there are some people that you can't.
Yes.
Because they'll take whatever your real self is in a sense, or how you really talk.
Yes.
Run with it.
Yes.
Put your name in the dirt.
Absolutely.
You know, put you out there like you ain't nothing, and they're like, you're like, wait a minute, but you don't understand why I said this. Why I said this. So for some people, it may seem like a mask. It's not necessarily a mask. It's just that I'm not sharing that with you.
Wow.
That doesn't mean I'm not sharing it. Or I'm not showing that side of it.
Everybody can't handle that side.
They just can't. So some things are not always a mask.
Yes.
You know, some things are just, you're not the one I can share this with.
Absolutely.
But I have shared with somebody I can trust and relate to.
Yes.
But then there are some where there's this whole mask on. So for me, I have really learned to be myself. Like if I want to shade the sides of my head, I'm going to shade the sides of my head.
And don't worry about who have to say what.
Who says a leader lady can't do that?
Absolutely.
What you talking about?
and I think that in the body of Christ and in church, period, I think that people are scared to be uniquely them.
Right.
But what happens is when I be uniquely me, I can attract people who are in my scope of influence of who I should be attracting.
That's right.
Because everybody's not supposed to be this traditional long skirt or, you know, what have you. You know, some people have to step outside the box and be themselves.
They really do. And I think some of it too is just come from how people were raised in church, you know, and never questioning or just asking for clarity on why do we do this?
Absolutely.
You know, why is this necessary? Or just at least show me this in the Word. You know, what is God's example? What is Jesus' example of how I should be? A lot of us just really raised in church for years and years and years and years.
And have no explanation of why we do what we do.
It is not even biblical. It's not even in the text. Ain't nobody going back to what did Jesus say?
Absolutely.
What was Jesus' example? How was he? So some of this, I just think we need to go back to the basics and get to Jesus. You understand? You know, get to where he is, so that we can really be who we are. You know, authentically, and not be afraid of that. And so, you know, but I do feel that as leading ladies, we do have to be genuinely ourselves, so that those who are looking at us, no matter what their age, they can feel like, okay, I can be who I am, all of me.
Absolutely.
I teach classes, general parenting education classes. And first of all, I love teaching. And I love teaching my parents that come in, because in the class, they don't know that I preach. They don't know that I'm a leading lady. I do not tell them. That's not
intentionally.
In that setting, you don't need to know this. Now, if you have seen me, there's nothing that I can do about that.
Absolutely.
But I love it because those people that come in, they're authentically themselves.
Absolutely.
They're not looking to hear me talk a certain way or be a certain way. They're authentically them. And I'm authentically me. And because the preach is in me. You understand? Because
it'll be noticed anyway.
It's there that people in my class say, wait a minute, you. I'm like, what you talking about? Like, I hear you. You just, and it just, you know, automatically comes out. So what's in you? You understand?
Will come out.
It will. Absolutely. It's in you, whatever that is.
I love it. So let's talk about new first ladies that's coming up. What would you share with them Don't worry about fitting the status quo. Don't worry about fitting what people think that you ought to be. Be yourself, because you'll reach more people by being yourself. What would you share with them?
Yeah, I would share to find their place.
Yes.
And not allow anyone.
Yes.
Anybody in the church,
Yes.
anybody who's already a leading lady,
right.
to make them fit a certain mold.
Right.
That you
because
have
you're
to
going to be unhappy.
You will.
Yeah.
And you won't be you. You'll lose yourself, all of those things,
Yes.
which can lead you down a whole
Yes.
road of just darkness.
Right.
But be yourself and take your time
Absolutely.
to find out where you fit. Because it takes time too. You know,
Right.
you're in a new position, new place, and that's not how you started off in your marriage either. It's something new.
And
for
that's
your
the most difficult part, because there's some people that met their husbands or met their wives and they were R&B singers or rappers, and now God has called me to do this, and now it's changing, you know. So as you're not the person I met, so don't try to be pressured to change.
Right, it is really something, and I would also say to find just that one person that can be a voice of reason, a voice of wisdom, definitely, and connection. And it doesn't have to be a leading lady.
Absolutely.
It can be a businesswoman. Whoever don't even have nothing to do with church, and they go to church and love God, but they own business.
Right.
And see, that's where I am right now.
Absolutely.
It's not just about you connecting with other leading ladies. I think that's good because there is a certain level of understanding being in that particular lifestyle or position.
Absolutely.
But it's so much more beyond just the church. And so I have reached out to women who are in business, who own companies, who are wealthy, that love God, but can get me in the marketplace.
To the place where you need to be. Absolutely. I love it. Listen, I want to say thank you so much for being our guest on First Ladies of 757. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Right. Well, this is Lady K, and I'm so thankful for the opportunity to come to you on this segment. And I just want to encourage other leading ladies, just women in general, to continue being who you are, be yourself, and know that God has called and chosen you to do something so specific that no one else has your fingerprint. No one else has your blueprint to do what you do. And so just go out there and be absolutely you, fabulous, fierce, honey, and on fire. Again, I am Lady K. You can follow me on Facebook, on Instagram. I am Lady K Motivates, and also my website is I Am Lady K. Peace.